That's where you're at.
Good?
Okay. Is that going?
Yeah. Wait, you're recording right now?
Yeah. Like we're kind of looking in the distance.
That would be cool too.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Ooh,
I'm recording.
I have an idea.
Not a condom. That's a balloon. Oh. Okay. Are you sure?
If a friend really doesn't value you as a what the fuck? Oh hell nah.
Escucha los secretos en las noches.
It's cold as fuck though. I can't even think, bro. Dude, what if today's just not it, bro? I have an idea.
What?
One eternity later.
Bro, let's just film this shit in my car.
Bruh.
Do we get it? Do we get it?
Yeah.
Alright, let's start. Okay.
She's a freaky young gal, a bisexual, but a hustler though, and a sales some snow.
I mean,
What's been bothering you?
for me, like the loneliness, like constantly reminding myself like not to feel alone. You know. 2, believing in myself, and 3, fear, and having more confidence in myself and making that like an everyday language, like not tearing myself down. You know how we can be like our biggest critics, like you said. Yeah.
I feel like ever since I moved here with my dad, I came from South LA to the Valley, a big ass change, but that also contained me sacrificing a lot of shit that I lost, which was close family, close friends, you know, and loneliness is a feeling that I feel like a lot of people tend to have, regardless if you're in a relationship. That's also another subject that we should talk about too.
Relationships.
No, feeling lonely in a fucking relationship.
So then, is it a relationship?
I don't know, you tell me.
I don't think so.
Let's wait till the next episode.
Ah.
I literally think, I honestly think that I tend to feel lonely even though when I'm in a group of people, but in reality, it was your surroundings and who you were surrounded with, if I'm being honest. Like,
So I feel like your
know.
friends aren't gonna make you feel excluded. Like they're always going to make sure that like you're involved. But at the same time, I'm playing like devil's advocate right now. Do you feel like sometimes you exclude yourself in scenarios? And there's moments where you're like, yo, like I belong here, you know? It's like, yo, I'm good, I'm safe.
Sometimes I really want to, like, I don't know. I honestly have to trust my gut with who I'm surrounded with. I'm gonna label this fucking episode fucking friendships then, bro. The fact that you touched up on loneliness, it's like, because loneliness to me, oh shit, my bad. Loneliness to me, it can feel like with yourself. You can feel lonely with yourself because you're not in touch with yourself at all. Loneliness when it comes to friendships and relationships around you. Even in your own family, you feel fucking lonely because you don't fit in. And the way the sun is up on me right now, I definitely feel like you have to surround yourself with the right people, and you'll know deep down in your gut. Like, I feel like you'll know. That's how I felt. That's how I actually felt with her, because the minute that I felt comfortable enough to be vulnerable and she didn't judge me for that, it's like, even though people see it as like, oh, like that's just the bare minimum, like, nah, like there are people out here that are not emotionally intelligent or do not hold that capacity to not, I'm not gonna say take care of you because that sounds ugly, but like,
I think it's like important to create a safe space for
exactly.
like each other, for your friend, for whoever. to be vulnerable with you. And I was talking about this earlier too, dude. Like, I feel like sometimes it's tough for us to be vulnerable when vulnerable is just literally us being human. But sometimes we gotta tear down those walls that we've been kind of building. And once you get familiar with what safety feels like, because you got to give it to yourself first, you know, like you got to give yourself that safety, that love. Get more familiar with it. That way when you meet it, and that can be like in a friend or something, you're familiar with it. How are you going to be familiar with a deeper level of love, a deeper level of friendship, a deeper level of genuineness when you really haven't met it like with yourself, for yourself? So I feel like it's important to be lonely. Dude, you know the word alone?
Mm.
You have all one. We're all one. We're never really alone, bro. Think about it.
Faded ass fool.
We're
Nah,
never
for
really
real.
alone, and I think it's important that when we're alone, we recognize our power. And dude, it's crazy, dude. It's crazy. And even if your
That
voice
shit
shakes,
crazy.
dude, that's just
That
crazy.
shit crazy.
Nah, but and even when you're aware that you're alone,
Type shit.
t- and even when you're aware, like you're just stuck in that self awareness, like it's kind of scary.
It sucks when. Sorry to cut you off.
You're good. It's okay.
It sucks when you're self aware of these things that you cannot control. And it's like you're aware of it, but it's like now you have to accept it.
Yeah, and when you know that, like that level of knowledge comes with responsibility. Sorry, sorry. It's a rookie mistake, alright? Like once you're stuck in that level of awareness and that like new level of knowledge, it's like a responsibility because like think about it, like now you're trusted with new wisdom. What are you gonna do with it then? Mm.
You're talking about um how loneliness is a gateway to
Your
accept
strength.
your strength, basically,
Yeah.
like your acceptance of who you are, kind of. I
Yeah.
mean, loneliness does come with its pros, and a lot of the times, I remember my therapist told me, "You're what's it called? You think you're lonely because you think being alone is bad, and it's like it's not. People see that people see when people are alone, like out eating, watching a movie. I even go to the movie theaters by myself, and people give me like the side eye, and it's like it's it's really not that deep. Like
It's not that deep. But
it's
at the
not that
same
deep to
time,
love yourself. It's
but it's
not.
empowering when you're out there doing that on your own and you're out there on your own and really just I'm really safe like with myself and I'm enjoying my time. Like I think there's a lot of power in that, you know?
I feel like when you're nurturing yourself, you're gonna learn how to nurture like other relationships that you have around
Yes.
you because you're gonna learn how to adapt. Because think about it, if you're continuously, and I mean continuously, like pouring and draining your energy on these half relationships, you're just gonna feel like okay, you're gonna feel even worse. That's how I think about it
Dude, you're
because
gonna feel drained because it should be reciprocated, you know? And I feel like that's where you gotta learn like either this relationship, friendship, or romantic,
perdóname.
friendship or romantic, um, that's what you'll learn where either I should continue to serve this relationship or not, you know? But that's for you to learn. And if you don't listen, you're gonna be presented with that same scenario on and on and on and on, and on again until
So
you
you learn.
actually learn. Yeah, until you actually learn from it. And then like it's crazy because like you hear people getting mad, like shit keeps happening in their life and they don't understand, and it's like the same story after 5 years, 2 years, 10 years, and it's like, bro, it's because you haven't learned from that. And it's not easy, but it's doable, you know, and that's where you find your power.
Nah, a lot of people get fucking defensive.
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 And they take it
They take it
personal.
personal.
Yeah.
I used to be that person that took it very defensive and very personal when
Mhm.
people called me out like, "Oh, you have abandonment issues. Like you're lonely. You're lonely." Like no shit, bro. Like it hurts, but deep down inside, it's like they're going to keep sending you people to leave alone so you can actually open up your eyes and being like, okay, hey, like I need to do the work.
Yeah.
I need to do the inner work in order for everything else to work on the outside, I need everything to work on the inside, respectfully.
Respectfully. Dude, and I used to be avoidant. Like I just wouldn't get near anything that I knew something can come up, if that makes any sense. Like I would separate myself from a scenario. I would separate myself from a
Like
person,
right before it gets bad and shit.
or even from an opportunity, just because I would ruminate and like it can get bad
Self
and
sabotage type beat.
self sabotage. Yeah, and like avoidance too.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like that's another thing, you know.
I forgot what my grandma had said, but she was like, "It's better to be alone than with bad company." And it's
Más vale sola que mal acompañada, right?
like honestly, that shit always hits home because it's like, why the fuck are you feeling lonely in a loving relationship? You know, it's like
Mm.
it should never feel like that in friendship, in a relationship, with family. Any bond that you have, you should not feel lonely. If you feel lonely with that person or whoever you're involved with, feeling lonely when you know damn well that it's not going to be reciprocated, and yet you stay because you're alone and you feel lonely. You know, people will do anything, and as corny and as cliche as that shit sounds,
Nah, hit him, hit him,
like
hit him.
like people become defensive, right? But yet they like act like it doesn't matter. Like, oh, I don't care. Like, I'm a lone wolf. Like, I'm all this other shit. And it's
Mm.
like, oh, nobody got me. Like, how I got me. Like, this and that. All those people that are genuinely fronting and putting up a show, they're the saddest people that are very, very alone. And they wish they had that. And I've seen that before because I've lived with those people. I've been friends with those people. It's all around. I've been one of those people. Everybody has, and I feel like nobody talks about just growing a healthy bond and being nicer.
I was
That's
gonna
how it.
ask you, what do you think of the quote, trust no one?
Mm,
What do you think of that? Like literally how it sounds. Trust no one. What do you think of that? Because you know you got a bunch of people that's tatted on them. They live by that quote. They teach their kids that quote. They tell their friends that quote. Trust no one. What do we think?
respectfully, um, I feel like that's a cliche ass fucking quote. Like, that's like some Scarface type shit. Like,
Dude.
it is, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna say why, because it's like, fuck everybody, I need me, and it's just like, okay, I get that part, because no matter what, you're always gonna have yourself. That's about it.
And
Like,
that's important,
regardless,
you know, to
you
have
know,
yourself. Yeah.
but at the same time, it's like, in order for you to have relationships and connections with people, you gotta have that trust. In order, it's not gonna fucking work. Because if you don't have trust, there is no fucking relationship. And that's how it is. It's like, how the fuck do you expect me to grow with you if I cannot trust you with so many things that are important to me?
And vice versa. Like, you know, we're not meant to be on this life, on this earth alone. We really do have to learn that we are capable of trustworthy relationships. That's even like a form of self love, like knowing that you are capable of a trusting relationship.
But be aware.
Be aware.
That's all we gotta say. It's like, if you know, like I said, those are the type of people that's like, I don't need nobody, like getting very defensive. And it's like, okay, I get it. You're doing it all by yourself. I understand that. But it's like, you know well enough to be aware of people's intentions. Because I feel like right at the bat, people that know their worth, they're gonna know when to leave.
Yeah.
And it's never gonna be like, I don't trust nobody, like I can't give them my heart, I can't do this, I can't do that. But it's just like, okay, how do you expect to get certain things though?
And not in like a selfish way, more like we're all here to work together, dude. We are here to work with each other. We are here to help each other, you know. And I know it's hard to trust people because of probably how they've done you before, how you've been done, how you've been vulnerable and you've been stabbed in the back, however. But it's important that like there's abundance of possibilities for you like the past is the past, and guess what, you get to take that with you and you get to use that to your power, and you get to meet new people, you get to meet new experiences, you get to meet new opportunities, you even get to meet yourself differently, because now you have that newer knowledge with you, and now you know what you don't want. You know, it's hard to cancel out things that you do want and that you don't want. Ah, I'm like, mwah.
Well, guys, do you wanna share your Instagram?
My name is Físicamente B with a PH. It was an honor, Shadi.
Always an honor, Shadi. And by the way,
Esta.
this is one of my besties, bestie westies. You guys can please follow her, support her if y'all want, cause trust me, she has shit coming up too.
Ah,
She
girl.
does. But
Ah,
anyway,
thank you.
I'm gonna go get some Jack in the Box because I'm fucking hungry, and I just want to say thank you so much for you always supporting me. Always a motherfucking pleasure, girl.
Girl, I'm about to kiss her in the
Yeah.
face.